Hello everybody, my name is Namita Devi and I welcome you to my Excel club. In this tutorial, I will cover the logical functions of Excel which are AND, OR, if-else and if-error. So let's get into it. AND function is the most popular member of the logic functions. AND function when used alone will not give you exciting results. But when it is used with other logical arguments like if function, it can do amazing things. Let's see what is the syntax of AND function. All the formula starts with the equal to sign. So equal to AND. If you write it in uppercase or lowercase, it doesn't matter. Bracket open. Now the arguments are logic 1, logic 2, logic 3, logic 4 and so on. You can provide multiple logical conditions inside this AND function. And what it will return you true or false. It will return true if all the arguments are true, and it will return false even if one condition is false. So let's see how it works with all the permutations and combinations. For the first example, we will go with one logical check which will give you true or false. So let's see, equal to and this cell 50 is greater than this cell which is 100. So 50 is greater than 100, no, so it will return you false. We will check for the true condition. If I would write equal to and 100, this cell reference is greater than this, so yes, 100 is greater than 50, so it will give you true. Let's check two conditions together. And let's see what if both of them are returning true. So I will write and this cell reference, my 50 value is greater than 40. Yes, 50 is greater than 40, so it will return true. Comma, my second logical condition will be this number is greater than 50. So yes, 100 is greater than 50. So here in these two arguments, I have these two arguments. One argument is returning true and second argument is also returning true. So true, true, true and true will give you true. Let's see for false. If I will write here equal to and this is greater than 100, so it is false. 50 is not greater than 100, comma, this cell is greater than 150, so no. Both are giving me false value. So false and false will give you false. Let's see for one condition true and one condition false. So equal to and this cell is greater than 40. Yes, this is correct. 50 is greater than 40. Comma, this cell is greater than 150. No. So one condition, one argument is returning true and one is returning false. So like I said, AND condition will return you false if any one of the condition will give you false. So this condition is giving me false. So my AND result, true and false, will be false. It can also compare, this AND function can also compare your text values. For example, if I want to compare equal to and this cell is equal to apple is a text, so we are writing the text in the double quotes in the formulas. So equal to apple. So again, if you write apple in uppercase or lowercase, it doesn't matter. So comma, so A9 is equal to apple. So this is giving me true value. Yes, my cell is apple, comma, this cell is equal to 100. So yes, my B9 cell value is also 100. So both are giving me true and it will give you true. If any one of them is false, for example, if I will write here greater than 100, then it will return you false. So it can compare numbers and texts both. OR function also returns either true or false. It can be used in combination with if function and AND function. Let's see what's the syntax of OR. equal to OR bracket open. The syntax is similar to the AND function. So the first argument is logical 1, then logic 2, 3 and so on. So let's see what it returns. Equal to, if I write here with only one condition, and if I want to write here if this is greater than this cell, so if 100 is greater than 50, so it will give me true. With the single condition, if I will write if 50 is greater than 100, it will give me false. It is very much similar to the AND. Now if we are checking with the multiple arguments, so let's see the difference between AND and OR function. In the AND function, when we were checking with the two conditions, so it will return true if all the arguments will give you true. But in OR, if any one of the argument will give you true, it will give you the end result as true. For example, equal to OR, I am writing both the conditions as true. So this is greater than 40, yes, and this is greater than 50, yes. So I have true for both the conditions, so by the end it will return true. Now let's go for the false. If I have both the false, for example, this is greater than 80, this is false, and this is greater than 120, this is also false. So for false or false, it will return false. What if I have a one true condition and one false condition? So this is greater than 40, this is my true condition, and this is greater than 50, this is my false condition. Press enter, it will give you true, because like I said, if any one of the condition will give you true, the OR will give you true as the end result. However, what we did in AND is, if both the conditions were true, then only it was returning true. So for this, if I have one true and one false, it is giving me true, and for the AND, if I have one true and one false, it was giving me false. It can also compare the text like we had for the AND. So OR, my logical is this equal to apple. So let's write something else. So this is false, comma, this is equal to 100. So again, one false, one true, it will give me true. If function in Excel is used to check whether the condition is true or false, and basis on that condition true or false, this function will return a specific value. For example, if my condition is true, it will give me X, and if my condition is false, it will return me Y. If function in Excel plays a very important role in calculations and checking conditions. So let's jump on to the example directly to understand more about the if function. So I have some students and the marks corresponding to each student. I want a result of pass or fail basis on the marks. So my condition is, if my marks is less than 40, then it should return fail. If my marks are greater than equal to 40, then it will return pass. So how we will use if function here? Equal to if you write if in uppercase or lowercase, it doesn't matter. Bracket open, your first argument is logical test. So here you will write, we are checking for the marks, right? So we will write here this cell reference, my marks, if they are less than 40. So if my marks are less than 40, comma, the second argument is the value if the condition is true. So if my condition will be true, if my marks are less than 40, then it should return me fail. And fail is a text, so I am writing it in double inverted commas. Comma, the third argument is the value if this condition is false. So if my marks are not less than 40, if they are greater than 40, then it will return me a value pass. Again in the double inverted commas, because pass is a text. Bracket close and press enter. So 70 is greater than 40, greater than and equal to 40. So it is returning you a value of pass. Let me drag this formula down and let's double click here. So if it is checking if this 39 is less than 40, so it is returning you true, yes, it is less than 40, so it will give you this value. This if function will return fail and not pass. So I am pressing enter. So for these two students, my marks is less than 40, so it is returning me fail. Otherwise, for rest of them, it is returning pass. Let's check out one more beautiful logical function, which is IFS function. This needs to be used when you have multiple conditions in place. So I have this data and I have different mass. Basis on this, I need different result. So how we can go for these three conditions basis on IFS formula? So the syntax of IFS is very simple. The first argument is your logical test. Second argument is the value if this test is true. Then second test, value if this test is true. Then third test, value if this test 3 is true. So how we can go for this example? So write equal to if s bracket open. My first logical test is if my marks are less than 40, comma, my value will be fail. My second condition is two numbers, so they are closing with the AND, so I need to use AND my marks are greater than equal to 40, comma, less than 75. If this condition is true, I need a value of pass. My third condition is this greater than equal to 75, comma, my value will be good job. Let's drag this formula down. And yes, if my marks are greater than equal to 75, it is giving you good job. For less than 40, fail, and for rest of them, it is giving you pass. So what was the difference between if condition and if s conditions? For if condition, we had like first logical test and value if true and value if false. For if s, I have first test logical test, the value if this test is true, then second test, value if this test is true. So this is very simple. Let's check out one more logical function of Excel, which is also very important, and it is known as Iferror function. So when we use this function is used to handle the Excel errors. So when you work on the data or formulas, you are bound to encounter errors. So by using this Iferror function, you will tell to your formula that instead of throwing me an error, give me something else. And if there is no error, give me a standard value. For example, I have these two numbers. I will add them and will divide it by 0. So if we will divide any number with 0, it will of course throw me an error. So let's see how we can do it. I'm first adding these two numbers in the bracket, and then I am dividing both the numbers sum with 0. So if I will divide any number with 0, will press enter, it will throw me a division error, and this hash div will not look good in your data. So you are, if there is a case that you are fine to have errors, but instead of this hash div, give me some relevant information instead of this. So you can use this Iferror function. How you can use it? Just before your formula, after this equal to sign, write if error bracket open, keep this formula as it is, and at the end write comma and the value what you want. I will write here invalid input, bracket close, press enter. So instead of throwing hash div, it will give you some relevant information which is invalid input. So Iferror function in Excel is used to handle the Excel errors. I hope that you found this video useful. Please hit the subscribe button if you like it. Give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next video.